But how do you know that it is working for you? I'll tell you how to prove to yourself that this particular activity is actually working for you.
Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss a Mind Body Spirit video.
Hello everybody, my name is Suyash, you're watching Mind Body Spirit. So today we are going to talk about a very important topic. If you are applying the law of attraction, you are definitely giving your mind new ideas, new concepts. And what you are trying to do, and this is one of the many ways to describe the law of attraction, what we try to do when we apply the law of attraction is that we give our mind a new idea and we try to make our mind perceive that idea as our reality. And when we do that, the mind actually starts working in such a way that it actually creates that idea or that concept. It creates that in our reality, and that is what is the law of attraction or the creative process. Whatever our mind conceives to be true, with the law of attraction, gradually our circumstances, our situations start changing in such a way that that idea, that concept, that vision actually becomes our reality. That is what the law of attraction is. So what today's video or the activities that we'll talk about in this video, what they will help you do is that any new idea, any new concept that you introduce to your mind, it should quickly get accepted by your mind. And if you can actually speed up this process, if you can actually speed up the process of introducing an idea and that idea getting accepted by your mind, your manifestations, the realization of all your dreams and goals with the law of attraction can become extremely fast. And if you think about it, that is something that a lot of us struggle with, isn't it? A lot of people message me that, Suyash, I'm not able to believe. So I'm not able to really understand how it's going to happen. So this idea that my life can change in such and such a way seems so difficult and it seems so foreign. It just seems that it can't happen. That is what most of us face problems with. In fact, that is what most of you guys send me messages about. Now, before going ahead to the actual activities that we'll be discussing in this video, if you are a long time subscriber of my channel, some of these things may seem a little familiar to you because when I started this channel, I used to talk a lot about these things. Of late, I haven't talked about these things. So some of these may be familiar to you, but they are extremely important. So whether new or old, make sure that you watch this video till the end. Now, you may or may not have heard about the alpha state or the theta state of mind. Our mind goes through different states, isn't it? I'll paint a picture for you. So let's say you are driving in this heavy traffic, and there's people are driving like crazy and you're just so alert because you don't want anything bad to happen on the road, right? So you're driving. Now at that time, if we fix some electrodes on your head, we are actually able to measure your brain activity, what's going on inside your head. It will be a lot of chaos, because you'll be so alert and you'll just be so focused on being able to drive properly, and that will be sort of the opposite of being relaxed. You will not be relaxed at all, right? Then let's say you reach home and it's a wonderful, comfortable house. Everybody loves their house. We just feel so good when we are back home. And so you are back home, it's a temperature controlled room, you feel so great and you switch on some nice soothing music. Now what happens is, again, the electrodes are still there. Ignore the electrodes, right? Don't let the electrodes stress you out. So let's say you have completely ignored the electrodes. You're only focusing on the music. I can't help but make these silly jokes, anyway. So let's say you're focusing on just the music. So what happens is, now your state of mind, which we are able to measure, is one of a lot of relaxation. You're completely relaxed and you're in a much more relaxed state than you were before. Now, let's take it even deeper. Let's say you practice some kind of meditation and you start meditating. Now, what happens is you go from a relaxed state to a meditative state. Now, meditative state is often described as a state of relaxation only, but for experienced meditators, we know that there's a difference between a relaxed state and a meditative state. A meditative state is much more relaxed, it's just much more deep and it just feels much more profound. Now, what exactly is happening here? What is happening is the state in which your brain is functioning, the brain waves that your brain is emitting is changing depending upon the kind of activity that is going on. And to cut a long story short, what happens is when you enter this relaxed state, it may be a state which in terms of hertz, in terms of frequency, it is called the alpha state. When you go even deeper than alpha, it is a state which is called the theta state. Now, what is very peculiar about these states is, number one, the relaxation. So you feel much more relaxed when you are in alpha compared to that state when you were driving, and you feel even more relaxed compared to alpha when you are in theta. So relaxation is one characteristic, one quality of these states, but another quality is that learning happens much faster, and in fact these states are just much more conducive to learning. So anything new that your mind gets exposed to while you are in alpha state, and even more while you are in theta state, anything new that your mind gets exposed to, your mind will quickly grasp and your mind will quickly make it a part of its own consciousness. Now you would be thinking, okay, so it's really important that I learn how to get into the alpha and the theta states. Well, to some extent you are right, but that is not the topic of this video. Even if you don't know how to reach alpha or theta state, how you can still make use of these states and how you can still benefit from them is the topic of this video. Now what happens is we all go through alpha and theta state at least twice every day. The first time it happens is when we wake up. When we wake up in the morning, it's the opposite of the example that I gave before. So you're sleeping. It's the epitome of relaxation, when you're sleeping. Then you wake up. When you wake up, it's a gradual process. It's not that you're sleeping and suddenly you're alert and you get up and you go about your day. No, you wake up and you're in a relaxed state. For a while, you're a little disoriented. Then you get up and then you don't feel like getting up. You don't feel like leaving the bed. Then you decide, okay, I have to get up. Then you get up and then you gradually go about your day. So when you are just in this state where you have just gotten up and you're still asleep, but you're also awake, you're not sure what state you're in, that can be described as the theta state. And then you are more awake and you're just very relaxed and you feel that you are well rested and everything, but you are still not completely awake. That can be described as alpha state. So what is happening is while you are getting up in the morning, you're going through theta and you're going through alpha. Now similarly at night when you go to sleep, what happens is that same thing. You are in an alert state, you're checking emails and you're replying to emails, talking on the phone. Then you decide, hey, it's 12 o'clock in the night, I need to go to sleep. Then you go to bed, and again sleep doesn't come instantly. Right? You go into a relaxed state and then you maybe fall asleep, then you wake up and you're in a wakeful, sleepy state, stuff like that. And then gradually you're just completely asleep. So again, what is happening is from that alert state, you're getting into alpha, then you're getting into theta, and then you're falling asleep. So twice a day, automatically you are in these states. How to harness this power, how to use these two opportunities that you are getting every day to apply the law of attraction. So what you should do is, whatever your intention is, you should think about that intention as if it has already happened. Not that, oh, I wish it would happen, but as if it has already happened, as if that is your reality. You should think about it when you are in that state. But it is not that easy, because as a beginner, what will happen is, I would recommend that you try to do this especially while you are falling asleep, because when you get up in the morning, you're not exactly in that sense that you will be able to really control what you're thinking. So in the beginning, you start with practicing doing this at night while you are falling asleep. And what I would recommend you to do is to sort of make a compact statement about your intention, maybe an affirmation about your intention. And when you feel that, okay, I'm pretty sleepy now and I can sleep any moment, just start repeating that affirmation in your mind. Why am I asking you to do this is, it's a simplified form of your intention. You're in that state where you're very much prone to fall asleep any moment. If you try to really visualize in full HD what your intention is, what will happen is you may not succeed, right? You may just fall asleep without having visualized anything. But if it's a simple statement, if it's an affirmation, it's just so simple that you remember it, you will easily be able to repeat it several times before you actually fall asleep. So in the beginning, this is what you should do. Create an affirmation, create a statement that describes your intention as if it has already manifested. And while you are feeling sleepy, you're lying down on your bed and you know that in just a matter of 5 minutes, you'll be asleep. Just start repeating that statement again and again in your mind. That is how you begin. Now, as you keep doing this, maybe for a week or 10 days, now you can take it to the next level. Now you can actually start visualizing your intention as you are lying down on your bed. And you will see that because you have had that week or 10 days of practice, it will be easy for you. And once you have practiced that for about a week or so, now you are in a position to actually start practicing it or trying to practice it in the morning also. Again, don't curse yourself that, hey, I missed that opportunity, now I'm taking a bath right now in the afternoon and now I'm remembering that I forgot to I forgot to practice this while I got up. So it's going to happen, right? It happens with me also. Sometimes I just wake up, I look at my phone, there are 5 missed calls, and I just get so worried about returning all those calls that I forget all about it. It happens to the best of us. But in the morning, whenever possible, whenever you remember, do the same thing. First, start with repeating that affirmation. When you get the hang of it, when you get so used to it, now you can actually start visualizing it also in the morning. Now you may be wondering, how long should I do this? Well, no need to do it for a long time. In the night, of course, you do it till you fall asleep, right? So start doing it when you're already sleepy. Anyway, in 5-10 minutes, you'll be asleep. So no need to worry about how long should I be doing this. In the morning, just do it for about 2-3 minutes, maximum 5 minutes, okay? Because anyway, once you have woken up and you actually have this consciousness that, okay, I'm doing this activity, anyway, 5 minutes later, you will be awake, right? So no need to keep doing this for a long period of time in the morning. Just 2 to 5 minutes will suffice. And that is actually the reason, you must have heard somewhere that, you should visualize in the morning. So this is the reason. So if you can visualize while you are waking up, that's absolutely wonderful. But if you, let's say, miss the opportunity, you simply forget, or you were simply not able to do it, in that case, don't worry so much about it. In that case, you don't need to visualize in the morning. You can just visualize any time of the day, especially the night time. Again, the opportunity will be there. Now, what this will do is that because you are actually affirming this idea, whether in the form of direct affirmations or in the form of visualization, because you are affirming this idea to your mind while you are in a deeper state, in a state where your mind is much more conducive to just learning new things and accepting new ideas and accepting new concepts, what will happen is that your mind will accept this and it will start creating it. But how do you know that it is working for you? I'll tell you how to prove to yourself that this particular activity is actually working for you. What will happen is that when you affirm an idea to your mind, an unknown idea, an idea that is not currently your reality, when you start affirming that unknown idea to your mind in alpha and theta state, what will happen is that this idea will start becoming more and more familiar to you. It will just seem as if it is something that you have experienced. It will seem at times as something that is actually your reality. I'll give you one example. There was one person who was consulting with me, and he actually had this intention that he wants to travel a lot, and he had actually never traveled in business class, okay? All his flights were in economy. So he asked me, Suyash, how do I manifest, getting a lot of business class upgrades? I said, okay, do this. I told him to do this, and I told him that in the beginning you use an affirmation, then you start visualizing that you have been upgraded or something, or you're sitting in the front of the aircraft, those, broad seats and, massager in the seat and all that. Just start visualizing those things in the morning and at night, in this transition state when your state of mind is changing. And what he told me was that, Suyash, what happened? Now when I think about flying, so let's say his boss sent him an email that, fly there. So automatically the image that he will get in his mind, flying somewhere, boarding an aircraft, being in an aircraft, automatically the image that he will get in his mind would be of sitting in a business class seat, and that started happening. And just within a month, and he told me this, and he sent me a photograph of himself actually sitting in a business class seat later on. And actually within just a month, I think it was 41 days or something, that he actually got a business class upgrade. And since then, he keeps getting more and more upgrades. So this is something that he has manifested using this particular process that I have told you today. So this is something that I would recommend all of you to practice, all of you to, use this opportunity that we have twice every day, without having to learn these tricky techniques, how to reach the theta state. Even though, guys, come on, learning those techniques also have value, because what you want to do later on as you become more experienced with the law of attraction is to get into the theta state whenever you want, and to be in the theta state for as long as you want. That would of course take your law of attraction practice to the next level. But in the beginning, while you are in the process of learning those techniques, in the beginning what you can do is just practice this and use the opportunity that nature has given you twice every day. And so if you are going to try this, if you are excited about trying this technique, please do let me know in the comments down below. It really encourages me. For you is just a comment, guys, but me, it really encourages me so much when I see a comment that, yes, Suyash, I am going to try and I am going to practice this technique. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you give it a like. And so that's all for this video. Do share it with your friends and family members. Subscribe to the channel Mind Body Spirit, and after subscribing, subscribing. Also press the bell icon to be notified every time I upload a new video. Absolutely a pleasure to talk to you in this video. Catch you very soon in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.